What's up, everybody? I'm Curtis Sentenig, and I spend a lot of my time in New York City, where I live, biking around. So, I wanted to make these tutorials basically laying out some of the challenges that I have biking. We're coming up to one of my favorite few seconds. Right here, sort of like a video game, coming down for the Manhattan Bridge. I'm going nice and fast because it's a downhill off the bridge. And coming down right into Manhattan. Manhattan is the craziest place I've ever biked, and I've biked all over the world for like 20 years. And literally, biking through cities is definitely one of my favorite things to do in the whole world. And I'd say it takes some getting used to in places like Manhattan. I haven't biked like in India or Beijing or really packed places, but I have biked all over Europe and the United States. Anyway, Manhattan is pretty insane. All right, you're gonna see me. I'm gonna go through this red light, and technically that is not legal, but it's actually safer. I'll tell you why. So you can see there it's completely clear. There's no cars coming, so it's not dangerous for me to go across, even though it is illegal. I have strong opinions about this kind of thing. I think that it should be legal for bikers to go through red lights when it's clear like that because it's safer. Because if you wait at a red light, you're going to be waiting there with a whole pack of cars. And the most dangerous thing to a biker is a car, or even worse, is a pack of cars. Any one of which may run you over and, the unfortunate reality is kill you. If a car hits you while you're biking, the car's not going to get hurt, the driver's not going to get hurt, but you might. And I guess we all kind of know that. Luckily here, New York's making it better. There's a green light for a bike. See that little bike sign there? That means I can go. And it's safe for me. It means cars are not going to drive over me turning into the bike lane because they have a red light. They're not supposed to turn into my bike lane. So it's getting better in New York, but it is, I guess, like, I don't want to say it's dangerous because I think everyone should ride bikes. It's healthier, so it's better for everyone. You're not polluting the earth, you're not causing global warming, you're not causing the air to be polluted in New York, because, like, cars are disgusting and spew disgusting exhaust into the air, and it smells bad, and it's unhealthy for you, and causes cancer and all kinds of problems that we're just learning. So everyone should bike. I guess the idea is you got to be careful. It can be a lot. It can make your life better. It can change your life. Biking changes my life because it completely changes how I can interact with the environment. It's faster to get places by bike than it is by car or by walking or by subway in Manhattan, depending on where you're going. And so it makes it easier. It is always available, so it really does change how you interact with your environment, and it makes my life so good because it's so flexible. I can go and do whatever I want, whenever I want, and there's nothing in my way. No subway delays, nothing like that. No traffic jams. Now, this part of Manhattan is definitely sort of the craziest. It's not bad. There's a buffered bike lane. So what's a buffered bike lane? A buffered bike lane is this bike lane here that has a wall of cars parked on my on my right. A wall of cars parked on my right between the bike lane and the lane of cars, of traffic. And that is good and bad. Here, like, this guy not supposed to be parked there. He opens his door. But luckily, there's that little buffer between the parked cars and the bike lane, so that when you can see this guy, that's one of the problems in Manhattan is that pedestrians are almost as hazardous as the cars, which is usually not the case. Usually, cars are far more hazardous. But there's a lot of people in Manhattan, and a lot of them are walking on the sidewalk, and for some reason, a lot of them don't seem to understand the bike lane very well, and they walk into it without looking, and oftentimes it could be right in front of you. And so sometimes there's close calls. So I just make very, very, very liberal use of my bell, because it's not like I use it to be angry, but I use it to warn people, hey, I'm beside you, please don't walk in front of me if I think someone's going to walk in front of me. So Manhattan is different than anywhere else I've biked. It sort of feels like a video game, except you might actually die, which sucks. But you're not gonna die if you learn. Since I've been biking for 20 years in the city, I've learned so much. And every day, when I was first starting, I was terrified. I was like, "Oh my god, this is crazy! These cars are driving so close to me, and if one of them just makes any kind of wrong move, it could kill me." And you learn to respect the cars because of that. You respect you sort of bike with this assumption that at any moment the car is going to do the most dangerous thing it could, and you prepare yourself to be able to be able to save yourself before that happens. And then when crazy stuff does happen, you're more ready for it, and it doesn't throw you off as much. I'm a big advocate for biking, and I mean, I guess if I had my way, cars would be banned in New York, or maybe even in the world. Although that's probably not. Oh yeah, okay. So here you're gonna see a move that I make. This is a move. This is a move that I had to learn specifically for Manhattan that I didn't use before I came here, and there's a couple of reasons why Manhattan is specifically. The place that you have to learn how to use this move. And one is because of the buffered bike lanes on the left-hand side here, which are great and wonderful, and I'm sure make you safer. But see the cars up here are turning across my bike lane. So you see these cars turning across my bike lane. That's where it can be dangerous. If a car passes you and then tries to beat you to the intersection and turn in front of you, they almost always miscalculate because they're used to it like passing a stationary object, and they don't get that you're moving and you're moving faster than a pedestrian, but not as fast as a car, and so they're not used to that calculation. So they usually try to go race you to the intersection, get through before you get there. What usually ends up happening is they get you there at the same time and almost hit you. So what you have to do in those situations is you got to take control to stop them from killing you. So what you'll have to do is you have to take the turning lane. So I'll probably do that here. When you come up to this intersection, I'm going to go off to the right. I'm going to get into the turning lane. Oh no, it's a red light, so I'm just going to, I take the turning lane. Yeah. That wasn't a great example. It was a red light, so I slowed down a lot and I was watching carefully to see if there were cars coming, which I will not. I have the bike here. Some intersections they have the bike light for green, and then you can be safe. If it's a green bike lane, here's a good example. These guys, this is tough. They aren't going to look or wait. You can't assume they're going to look for you. You can't assume they're going to see you, or even if they do, you can't assume they'll wait for you. So I go on the right side of the cars that are turning like that if they're in the intersection. If there's no cars in the intersection, then I go off to the right and I take the intersection. I'll probably do it here. No, there is a bus up there. I'm just going to stop here. Yeah. Okay. Well, there, I take the lane, and I'll have to stop here because it's a big intersection. Well, and because there's buses and cars crossing, obviously can't go in front of them. So so in these situations, like, there's cars, and it's not safe or reasonable for me to go through the intersection here. So I'll just wait for the green. But to be honest, like, there's not that many huge intersections on my commute here, so it's not terrible. little bit of New York City for you right here. All right, now I got the green bike sign. New York City is great because they have a law that says that every year they have to add 50 miles of bike lanes, and 10 of those miles have to be buffered bike lanes. So it's getting better and better and better. Usually, anywhere you're going, you can probably ride on a bike lane the entire way, which saves so many lives. It's so much safer, and it's much more relaxing because you don't have to worry about sharing a lane with a car that might kill you at any time. And so it's really great. although there is a lot of work still to be done in Manhattan. Like, compare it to Western European cities, we have a lot of work to do, but we're getting better every year.